Hey everybody, it's Wanetah and Jason here, and today we are going to show you how we will turbocharge our rent and rank website. So today what we're going to do is we are going to add the missed call text back feature using HighLevel. We are going to not only add a chat widget, but add an AI powered chat widget using CloseBots technology. And then we are going to submit the website to Google, and Jason is going to take us step by step every inch of the way so that you can turn your $200 a month website into $1,000 or more. Yeah?
That's right. So, if you are just coming into this, we have a whole series of this where we're building a rank and rent website. And just a recap of what that is, we build a site, we hopefully rank it on Google, and then at some point, once it's getting leads, we start reaching out to business owners that do the service that the site offers. In our case, concrete. In this example, we're going to find a concrete company and have them rent the site from us and get all the leads from it. Now, we are not total experts in this, but I have ranked websites in the past. So we're building this as we go. We're figuring it out. This might not work, but it looks like already it's starting to have a little bit of results. And we've learned a lot about the site builds throughout the process that we'll take to our next sites. So that's really what it is. And the goal of this is to have an asset that we now can rent out and own the actual site. So if somebody stops paying us, we can then take that site, go find another tenant, which is another concrete company, and they can pay us $1,000, $1,500 a month to rent the site out. And then once we get this down, we duplicate this over and over again to other cities, other states, and even other industries, and do this over and over again. So we have a wide variety of digital real estate. So,
Awesome. And I just want to say this disclaimer, right? Because I said $200 website to $1,000 website. I am not guaranteeing that you will make a single penny. Okay, your results will vary. So I just want to cover my butt, but I do want to say that this isn't just turbocharging a rent and rank website, right? It's also you can apply all of these high level features to your website and make a whole lot more money potentially by offering a higher quality website and also offering your services around that and not just providing a website as a service.
yep.
So, that being said,
Well, I do want to say if you can share the screen, I got an exclusive right here on the channel. Juanita doesn't even know about
uh
this. I'm
oh.
going to share it with you guys here. If you go
Yes.
to ghlfree.com, you will see a brand new fancy website
Oh, look at
with
that.
both of our pictures on here. And you guys
Like,
can,
barely. We barely fit in there together, and I'm not even down there at the high level side cart.
yep, she
That's
looks
cute.
way better than I do there. Um,
Debatable.
And you can go here and get a free 30-day trial to High Level. So if you like what's on this video or any of our past videos, you can get a full trial to the absolute top tier plan that High Level has. And then if at any point you want to downgrade during that 30-day trial, you can. Most people stick with it because they like all the features that come with the high tier plan, but you can obviously figure that out for yourself. But the only way to find out if High Level is really for you, yeah, you can watch a lot of videos, but really actually getting an account, experiencing an onboarding or a kickoff call with High Level, trying it out, start building some sites, see if it's for you, see if you like it, and then you can make a decision versus just watching videos and thinking it's too hard. A lot of this is really easy to do. And Juanita's been building sites. She's edited a bunch of stuff and she's not super techie, but she has figured out how to
I'm
do
not
these things.
any techie. I'm not it's not like super techie. I'm like whatever the opposite of techie is, I'm that.
Right. Now, there are some parts where you have to have some tech skills, but that's what high level support is for. They have incredible support. There's a massive Facebook group of 20, 30,000 people in there that are all going through this journey together. So try it out for yourself. Go to ghlfree.com and you will go on this site and give it a shot. With
Well, I
that,
love it.
yeah,
Thank you, high level.
yeah, thank you
Thank you,
guys.
high level, for fitting our big old faces in one bubble.
That's right. Awesome. So let's get into our site. I'm going to show you, we've made some changes. If you've watched any of the past videos, even just before this call, we brightened it up a little. So who knows what the colors may change as we evolve, but we wanted this to just have a little bit more of an American flag, Texas flag, like brighter feel to it. And we saw a lot of examples of companies that were doing that red, white, and blue feel. So that's what we're going for. When we might play with the shade of blue here. But I also went in
Maybe.
I did another video earlier where I just started pulling images from a site called Midjourney, and Midjourney makes AI generated images. So I find it's one of the best ones out there on the market. Every image on this page, except for this one up at the top, was made with Midjourney. This one was made with High Level's image creator, AI image creator, and it's getting better and better. So at some point, maybe it'll be on par or better than Midjourney. I just find that for photorealistic images, Midjourney has been the best for me. So you can check out that video if you want, but we'll just
So
gonna
that
scroll through.
one, that's Midjourney?
Yep, this is Midjourney as well.
Wow, let's take
Yeah,
a closer look. That's impressive. Good
yeah.
job, Midjourney.
And so
Totally.
this, you can also do dimensions. You can say, like, I said 9 by 16. So it gave me this long one to fit alongside this quote form. And then,
Um, so it's I see the concrete has like two different shades or like a line going through it. Or is that two different pictures?
no, it's just, I think it's like a lot of them came out like wet, like it was like they had just poured it or it was still
Okay.
drying. So that's the feel that a lot of the pictures have, you'll see.
Okay.
So all these other images were made with Midjourney. This is concrete
That's
driveways.
impressive.
This is decorative and stamped concrete,
Mhm. I like
concrete
that.
patios, and then walkways and sidewalks. This is probably my favorite one. Concrete pool decks. And then this one, because we're in Texas and almost everybody has a F-150 or F-250 here,
Can't wait to get me one.
I said, do a concrete floor with an F1 or F-250 in it. And that's what it gave me. So
Oh, that's awesome.
pretty cool.
I've really this is really impressive. And the thing is that like we're just creating this website, right? So we can't go and just take some concrete company's pictures, right? We can't just go steal real pictures off of the internet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you're first starting out and you don't have a client yet and you're just trying to rank? This is what we did. So
And I think this site, if you go and start looking at other local sites, this looks really respectable. It looks like really well done compared to a lot of sites. Now,
absolutely.
design doesn't always equal rankings on Google, so we'll see. But I think we also have a lot of great content that Wanetah has put in here to help us get some rankings. And we're going to submit this to Google later in the video, so you'll be able to see that part of it. But as Wanetah said, if you don't have images, you can use this for now. And then as you get a client, you can say, hey, do you have any before and afters or anything from an actual job site that I could put on the site since we're partnering together on this. So then I would start replacing some of these with their actual real looking photos so that this looks real, but you can tell the difference if somebody has like a shot from their cell phone, which I think would work better on these sites.
So that brings up a good point as far as images. If you have a new company, right, like how they have their about us, we've been in business since 1978 and that kind of thing. In one of our previous, you mentioned that you would add that kind of information so that they feel like they have more of an authentic ownership over the website that they're renting.
Mhm.
But you would add that in images instead of through text, right? Or instead of,
Yeah, it can be through text. If it's like a lot of text that might throw off any rankings, then I would probably just put that in an image. But you could also, if it's just, we've seen some sites that say in partnership with Jason's concrete company or
mm,
whatever. So I think that would be okay. That wouldn't really affect you as long as it's not in the what's called the H1 tag, which is right here. This is like the header thing. This is telling Google what this page is supposed to be about for the most part.
okay.
But if it was like crazy extensive, then you might just put like their logo up here in partnership with, and then their logo right here in an image, which will be fine too. I don't think that's like drastically important though.
Okay, but so you wouldn't even change your logo, our
No,
logo to theirs?
no, I wouldn't want to do
Okay.
that. I would just do Katie Concrete Service and then I would do in partnership with. That way, if 2 weeks in they cancel or will stop paying or whatever,
Mhm.
I don't have to go in and do all this stuff again. Because all we're doing
Okay.
is driving this call to their cell phone. And
Right.
all these forms are going straight to them anyway. So we don't necessarily need to have their logo on every page.
And it doesn't matter that it's I thought I was calling Katie Concrete Service, and someone answers the phone and says, "Hey, it's Ted's Concrete."
Yeah, then we just instruct the business owner to say, yeah, that's just one of our sites. We have a few different sites that people fill out forms for, a network of sites that people get information from or whatever. Figure out a way to
Perfect.
script that. But
Alright.
yeah.
Well, there you go, some clarification.
And that's why I also like to have a generic sounding name like Katie Concrete Service versus like Bob's Concrete Service is the domain, and then it's Wanetah's Concrete Service that they're actually doing business with. That's a little confusing versus this sounds like
Especially if
it
it's
could be
Wanetah's concrete service.
exactly.
Okay.
So
Alright.
all these are done. We also linked up all of our URLs and our menu here. So all these links go to now the pages that Juanita created before. The phone number all works. All these buttons work.
Yeah.
I
And we
added,
know go ahead.
I just was going to say, I added some FAQs. And how I got these FAQs is I went to ChatGPT. Let me pull it up here for you. And I asked it to create FAQs for me. So I had this tab pulled up, but I think I closed it. So let me get it back open here.
So, guys, while he is pulling that up, I just want to say that we are aware that the site is tacky, okay, as far as the colors, but I wanted something with energy, and it was just looking very dull and very serious. So, yeah.
So this is just the basic prompt that I put. I said, write me 5 Q&As. Someone might ask a local concrete company. Then it started asking some pretty in-depth things, which was cool. I used one or two of these. I think I used this one. What's the difference between residential and commercial concrete services? But then I said, can you give me a few more and make them more simple? I should have probably phrased that differently, but it did it. So it said, how much does it cost to pour a concrete driveway? How long before we can walk on our concrete patio? Do you do small jobs like fixing cracked sidewalk? So I used a lot of these in our Q&A here. Down here you can see, and you can add more and more to this. And then when you're partnering with someone, we would review these to make sure if they say, no, we don't do any small jobs, our lowest job is $10,000, then you can remove that or adjust
Right.
the answer accordingly. That would be the only main fix you'd need to do.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, chat.
Yeah. One thing I found out today in my previous video is that this is an actual editable map. So I thought it was just an image because before it was just like a picture of New York City map right here. So when I was teaching it earlier, I was like, oh, you got to go get an image from Google and do all this stuff. And then I tapped on this and I saw open search box. And I found that you can just put the area that you want in here. So Katy, Texas. And if it was a specific address, obviously you could do that, hit save, and then it just uses that as the map here. Yeah. So I learned something
So it's
on
not just a pretty face.
exactly. And that is that. I also noticed in the previous video that I did, just I'll recapping a few of those things, but this mobile mode and desktop mode, they've made
Mhm.
some updates to this too, where some of these things, if I tap on this, I'm editing the text size of just the mobile. It used to be a little more complicated where I had to see both of these options. There was mobile and desktop all on the screen. So I had to figure out, okay, am I
Oh.
editing the mobile you can see where it changes to desktop here.
Mhm.
And then here it changes to mobile. So they
Huh.
just made it a
So
little easier here.
So, are you saying that I think it was the last video that we did where you were saying the difference between tapping it up top and finding it down there is that if you tap it up top, it just shows you can't edit. That's not editing it. But now you can edit from tapping at the top and whichever one you are on, whether it's the cell phone or the desktop computer version, that is what you're editing as well. Allow
The
you.
You're on the right track. So this
Okay.
still does the same thing by switching to see the different views. That doesn't
Mm,
change anything. But what
okay.
has changed is over here, the menu item.
Mm,
It's a little hard to see, but right here, there's a desktop icon, and then the same spot here is the mobile icon. It used to be that we had to edit the mobile font size and the desktop font size on two different lines, and you would get
mm,
confused on which one you were doing. But now it's easy. Like as soon as I switch,
mm.
I know I'm only editing the desktop version or I'm only editing the mobile version. So it used to be like
Okay.
way more buttons and stuff over here. It was just hard to figure out.
Okay, but so essentially, we're saying the same thing, right?
Maybe. Yeah, I think probably.
Okay.
But what I will show you is here, I want to get this removed. So on the desktop version, that long image that I created, that's cool. But on the phone version, if somebody goes to our page, they're going to see this, and then they're going to get this long concrete image that's going to take up their entire phone, which I typically
Mhm.
don't like to do on mobile. So I'm just going to have the quote form go all the way to the top there, right under here.
Yeah.
And by doing that, the way that I remove this is I select this image. Okay, so now it's highlighted. You see the orange is selected.
Mhm.
Then I go down to maybe it's under advanced. Yeah. So under advanced on the right, and then I just untap, it says visibility here. I turn that off. So now it's only
Mm.
visible on desktop and not
Oh, wow.
on mobile.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice. Was there a way that you could have shortened it but kept it?
No, not I mean I could have
Okay.
made another image and done that, but no, not on this.
Alright. Man, I think that sometime soon in the future, they'll just do that for you.
Yeah.
It'll be, like, intuitive, and they'll be like, "This doesn't look right."
Yeah, that is, I'd say, one big difference in the high level builder than maybe some other builders that you've used, especially like a Wix type of thing, is they do, if I can give them any credit, they do a good job of giving you instantly mobile versions, I guess is the best
Mhm.
way to say it.
Mm.
You still have some configuring to do, but it's a little bit harder on something like this. But they're doing a ton of stuff to the website builder to make it really easy. And overall, if I can just like drag and drop and click stuff and move stuff around, I love the ease of this builder. So I think it's not that hard to pick up.
So Wix is what you're saying is, like, they do a great job at auto resizing?
Yeah, a lot of the Wix and Squarespace and stuff, they do have their limitations, but they also do a good job of like instantly transforming something from desktop to make it look beautiful on mobile. And this is a
Okay.
bit harder to accomplish, but
Well,
they're like I
that's
said,
good to know then
yeah.
because somebody's already doing it, so it means it's possible and
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's already a mobile view. It's way better than it even was 6 months ago, so you
yeah,
can see this already looks pretty nice for mobile.
I like the blue, the
Yeah,
bright blue. Wakes me up a bit. Time to buy
cool.
some concrete.
Boom. Alright,
Okay.
so one thing we don't have on here, let's preview and see our page here.
All right.
So we're gonna look and see one big thing we're missing right now. I think we've added it and removed it and played around with it, but what's one thing we can add to soup up our website here?
Well, we definitely need a chat.
There you go.
Okay.
Let's start with that.
And I like for that button to dance, you know?
I don't love the dancing buttons, but we'll try it.
Well, just something that says, what is the main objective? If we want them to call the number, then we need to show that is like the most obvious thing, right?
Mhm. Yeah, we'll try it.
Something, at least make it bigger than, or why don't you like it dancing?
It just gets I think it gets too many if you get too many things moving around on the page, I just don't personally like it, but I'm not
What else
opposed
was
to it.
moving?
I'm just saying if you have the button bouncing there, like sometimes people make every single button do something and it just gets to me, I don't like it.
Well, I understand that, but we don't have any buttons doing anything.
All right. All right. So we're going to add our chat widget first, which we can do right here under settings. And then all we have to do is tap this little button, turn our chat widget on. We're going to save
We're in sites. Wow.
and then we'll refresh, make sure it's working first, and then we'll go in and customize it a bit. So we'll refresh, make sure our chat widget comes on.
Wait for it.
There we go.
Hey, try
There,
to
need
get
help
both
with
of our
concrete?
faces in that bubble.
Hi there, need help with concrete? I sure do. So then you chat your question in here.
I think you should not be wearing a suit
I
if we're
know.
going
Well,
to
I
talk
don't think I'm
about
gonna.
concrete.
Well, we'll just find a new image for somebody on there. But yeah, that is a little serious.
Hello there.
Hello. Welcome to our exclusive club. All right. So that is cool, but I'm going to show you where to edit your chat widget, which is right here on chat widget. Funny enough. And we can do, let's see, chat type. It's probably on live chat. I think we were trying to do that before and we couldn't
We
get it, but I
were.
think it just hadn't set up. I'm going to
Okay.
switch back right now to SMS and show you that. So on SMS, it has the name, phone, message here.
Mhm.
Live chat, it does enter your question below. A representative will get right back to you. If we were using high level, we could probably program this, but I am going to show you a different way that we're going to handle this chat stuff. So where we start getting into a AI conversation back and forth, but we're going to use this because we want to capture name and phone number. So the problem a lot of people are having with this live chat functionality right now is that it doesn't ask the name, doesn't ask the phone number, doesn't ask anything. It just has people asking questions. So your business owner gets a lot of leads, but they have no idea who they are.
Right.
So I'm going to circumvent that for now and just do this form: name, phone number, message. And then we're going to turn that into a back and forth conversation with AI in just a second.
Okay. And just so people understand clearly, the SMS and the email chat, as well as the live chat, they're all going to the same place, correct?
They all go to the conversation tab here
Okay.
over on the left, but the difference is live chat needs to be responded to instantly. SMS or email chat can be, you still capture the lead and then you could follow up even 10 minutes later and still have contact information to go back and forth. The
Right.
consumer that's messaging here is going to start getting text messages on their phone from you, and you are going to, you can either use your conversation log here or the app on your phone to chat back and forth with them that way.
Okay.
So we'll do an actual chat back and forth. You'll see the AI conversation and everything. Hopefully everything goes well with that. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So we have chat widget set up now on our site right here. Let me refresh and just make sure it went back to the other form.
I just have a question as far as the live chat. You can't set that up to have them ask for the name or email or
You
phone
can, it's,
number?
yeah, it's a good question. You can set that up, but it takes a bit more programming on the high level side, and it just hasn't worked perfectly, in my opinion, yet. You can also do it in CloseBot, which is what we're going to use, but it also requires a bit more setup than what we're going to do today. Once we get it fully set up, I'll do a whole training just on like live chat and setting it up because it is a bit more programming and thought that goes into that side.
Okay.
Cool. So our chat is here. We have the form. So next thing is our missed call text back. That's going to be really key for not only us because we're still waiting to rent this site out. So it's not like we already know we get a ton of leads flowing through this thing, right? Because we're going to wait for it to rank and maybe we forget about it for a couple days and then all of a sudden it's ranking number one magically and we start getting leads. So we might not be ready to take phone calls for that or even know that we're going to get calls from it. So if for some reason we miss a call, we want to make sure we can still get back to those people. And same thing would happen to our business owner once they rent it out. If they miss the call, we want to make sure we can still try to convert the lead for them. So what we do is go to settings. Where are we? Down here. Yep.
Let me
Oops. Almost there. There we go.
And how hard is this going to be to change once we get the client to change the numbers
Yeah, I'll show
from
you all that too.
okay.
Good. Great questions. So if you watched some of our previous videos, we got our A2P 10DLC approved on this account. If you don't know what that is, we have a whole video dedicated to that with a free snapshot and everything you can check out. But what that allows us to do is be able to send text messages to people, and we're approved with the carriers, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, all those, to be able to text people. So now that we have that approved, when someone calls and we don't answer, it will say, "Hi, this is Katie Concrete Company. I saw that we missed your call. How can I help?" Or "How can we help?" We could say. And all this can change to whatever you want it to say.
Mhm.
And to do this, all we need to do is turn on this box and it will automatically start working, which is really cool.
Wow.
So we hit save, missed call settings. So here you just put your cell phone number in, and then if you want to send a test, you hit send test and hit save missed call settings, and it will send a test message out to you so you can make sure that your everything is working for yourself. So we now have our website, we have our missed call text back, we also have our chat widget. Let me bring you into the AI side so that we can see how do we incorporate AI into this, why we are using a third-party service right now that plugs into HighLevel, and how all of this works together. And we'll actually do an AI test to see, just a basic test to see the interaction back and forth, which will be really cool.
Awesome. Bring in the AI.
Yeah. So we are using a service called CloseBot, which is, there'll be a link down below to this. I've actually met with the founder in person, Bryce, just yesterday.
Yeah.
And really cool. There's a ton of stuff that's happening with this. Why we've chosen to use this, especially now, but for the foreseeable future and maybe forever, is that it allows you to do as many bots as you want for one. So high level, you basically just have a simple bot that can help try to get people booked on a calendar or answer some basic customer service questions, but you can't really give it an agenda. Make sure you ask for the name and phone number, make sure you figure out what type of service the person needs, let them know we're going to call them, and then book them on a calendar or whatever you want to do. So this gives you like step by step objectives that you can have it once it achieves number one, then it can go to number two, and then it can go to number three and keep going on and on. So that's really what we like about it, and that you can have multiple bots doing multiple different things. So maybe this is just our booking bot for our initial customers, but we want to have a second bot that handles questions for people that we're about to do a job for, and a third bot that follows up on payments that haven't been made or whatever, so that you can give each robot or each bot their own job to fulfill, and they have objectives that they are tasked to do throughout that process. Does that
And
make
just to
sense?
clarify, yes, just to clarify, Jason, High Level does have a bot that has one specific job, but it's just the appointment setting bot, correct?
It just has basic functionality. There's either the appointment setting bot or the customer service, like frequently asked questions type of thing.
Mhm.
But it's just hard to so far hard to get it to do all the things that you want it to do and ask all the perfect questions. If it's just your only job is to anybody who messages, you get them on a calendar, then by all means, it will work great for that. But if you need
Okay.
to get a little more specialized with the types of questions you're asking and what order it's asking them and that kind of stuff, then that's why we've looked at other services. Now, at some point, high level, amazing team. Obviously, we build our whole channel around recommending high level. So we love high level. It's just a matter of this particular feature isn't fully ready, in my opinion, for advanced things that we want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just so they know, if they don't want to go out and get any ancillary services or connect anything beyond, High Level does have some capacity to do that, and it's pretty easy to set up,
Yeah,
right?
it's really easy to set up. I built a bot from scratch. It ultimately didn't work, but I did learn a lot in the process. That took me several hours to do. And then I went in a previous video, we set up the high level bot, and it took maybe 2 minutes, if that. So it's really easy to set up, really easy to get going. Try it out, see if it does what you want it to do. And if it does, great. And if you're finding like there's some limitations or some things, then check out CloseBot, or there's some others out there too. There'll be a link down below to save some money on CloseBot if you do want to try it out, though.
Okay.
Cool. So we have a basic flow here set up. Basically, we're just telling it needs to get the name, it needs to figure out what type of service is needed, and then let the prospect know that we're going to have one of our experts call them. You can,
We will call you.
we will call you. The other thing is, you see this little two right here? A little hard to see.
Yep.
That tells it how many times it should ask before moving on. So if you don't
Wow.
see this retry limit, if you don't
Mhm.
want it to just keep hammering the person like, okay, but you got to tell us what you need or nothing's going to happen, it will keep just asking and asking and annoy the person. So I don't know why anybody would object to saying what type of service they need, but I just put that on here to show you that example.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah. And we're already going to have the phone number on here because the person is filling out that contact form, right? If I didn't have that, then I would add another objective here to get the phone number and the email address. But since we're already getting that information, we don't necessarily need it. We probably don't even need name, but I just wanted to show you that here.
So, could you use CloseBot for High Level's live chat?
Yeah, so we will in a future video, we'll do that. It's just a few more steps I have to set up here to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, you could totally use this for live chat in high level.
Okay.
Yeah. All
Cool.
right, so we're going to do a little test here.
One memento. Okay.
All right, so I'm going to remove all the context here and just make sure I'm brand new, fresh lead coming into the pipeline here. I'm going to ask a question.
Do you smell that? I smell a fresh lead.
I need help with a concrete driveway. And we're going to hit send. And then I'll show you. It says, thank you. One of our representatives will contact you shortly.
That was fast.
Then
Ding.
I'm going to see here. Conversation.
Conversation.
You can see right here, this is where you or your prospects will see these chats coming in. Now, live chat you would handle right here, or other messages that come in through like this form, like where you're actually filling out the name, email, and everything. But everything comes into this dashboard here.
But as the client and the high level, the agency, do you get a notification on your phone?
So you not only does your phone like give you a little notification, but you can also set up a workflow, which I do because we have 10 different sub accounts that we use for various businesses. So
Mm.
I set up something that notifies me every time we get a message on here so I know which account to go and check and all that stuff. Cool. So I don't know if I have it set up on here. I'm going to just send a text message so that we get one into the pipeline there.
Let's watch Jason's face as he sends a text message.
Okay, there we go. I see. I'm gonna now send a message in. Help with a. So I currently only have the close bot set up for text incoming text messages right now. I need to attach it to the chat, but same functionality you'll see. I'm gonna send a message in. You'll see it pop up here, the same question I just asked,
Okay.
and then the chatbot should kick in from there. Now we wait. Typically, the response time I've seen for CloseBot, the text messages back and forth has been about 30 to 40 seconds. This one actually came in a little quicker. So look,
It just came in?
yep.
Well, I missed it.
So sure thing, Katie. Sure thing,
Oh,
Jason. We are Katie Concrete Service Experts Driveway. Could you provide more details about the project so that we could give you an accurate quote? Yes, I need my entire driveway poured. About, I have no idea. I've never asked for concrete work, but here we go.
just okay.
So yes, I need my entire driveway poured, about 1,500 square feet. I don't even know if you say square feet when you're pouring concrete. Probably not. But
Probably.
we'll see how quick the response is. And what I like about this is it can book on multiple calendars too. So with high level, the limitation right now is that it can only book on your one main calendar. But I can have this book for new concrete jobs on one calendar. I can have this book for small jobs on another calendar. I can have it just route to a phone number if that's what we want to do. So we'll see where this goes. Great, thanks for the details. For a driveway that size, you're looking at a rough estimate of around 9 to 12,000. That includes material, labor, installation. Would you like to schedule a consultation?
So how do we feel about that answer?
Sounds accurate. Well, obviously, we'll get somebody to tell us roughly what their cost per square foot or whatever it is, so they can give accurate estimates. But
Chat knows something about concrete.
exactly. Chat knows way more than me about
If
concrete.
we get it wrong, we'd be like, we meant rupees.
Exactly. We're going
Rupees.
to rank an entire site about concrete without ever knowing anything about concrete. But we will
Yeah.
find out as we go.
We've
It's,
already learned. I've learned so much just by creating the content for it.
yeah, so the responses are getting really quick. But
There.
I'll arrange a site visit to provide a more accurate quote. We'll also discuss how does that sound?
So this makes me think of another question because people, we don't have attention spans anymore. We have very short attention spans. So somebody who is on a website or on their phone and they are chatting on the website, asking these questions, if they wait 5 seconds, they're going to zoom out, right? And then just check their phone for
Mhm.
something else. Is there like a sound that once this chat bubble pops back up?
So that's a common misconception, and why this high level chat is so great is because this doesn't rely the normal chat that you're talking about, and even the live
Mhm.
chat problem is
Mhm.
that you have to sit on the site and wait for the chat to respond.
Right.
This does not that's not what this does. This turns everything into a text message conversation. So I now am only texting.
Ooh,
Yeah.
snap.
So that's why this is so much better.
Aren't y'all glad I asked?
Yeah.
So that means, okay, I'm the customer and I'm on my laptop and I'm upset because I got to pay for concrete and I'm on my laptop and I enter my thing and I'm sitting there staring at the thing and then I'm like, "Well, I don't care. I'm going to go to Facebook or whatever." I'm just picturing this person. And then all of a sudden I get a ding on my phone. That's a text message.
And now the business owners captured the name, captured the phone number. Even if the person ghosts them or stops responding, which happens sometimes, even if you think this AI chat is too slow, what will happen is then the business owner can pick up the phone and call Jason Edwards and say, "Hey, Jason, we were chatting online with my assistant. I just wanted to hear more about what kind of job you need for your driveway." He can read the back and forth that it had really quickly, and then jump on the phone and finish that conversation all the way to closing.
So, what if just this would never happen for most people, but what if you're not with your phone and you're not doing this on your phone? You are doing this on your laptop and your phone is not with you.
So that let's see if the chat so yeah, I think it just in that case, it goes straight to the text message, so you'd have to be back at your phone to get it.
Okay. This is in a world that doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, I
In a
mean,
world
most
where people aren't glued to their phones.
yeah. In worst case scenario, like I said, as long as we capture that initial name and phone number, then we the business owner can reach out to the person and follow up with
Yeah.
that conversation.
Don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah.
Yep, because we got you now.
So we could build this AI bot even more thoroughly. This is just very basic ask
Yeah.
name type of project. It even gave a rough quote and tried to schedule a site visit, which I didn't even tell it anything about site visits or anything, but that sounds like it's legit. A site visit to actually do a bid on the job. So
Yeah.
really cool. And we could obviously refine this as we learn more about it. But that part is cool.
Yeah, very cool.
Awesome.
And so how did you didn't seem well, I know that we didn't do anything to prompt the chatbot to change it, to teach it.
So the CloseBot side, I did already set this up. It only took maybe 10 minutes to do, but that's for a different video. We're going to do a specific video just on CloseBot, just on setting all this stuff up with the founder. He's going to jump on and do a call with us and really
Oh,
dive deep into
good.
how this all works. But
Good.
overall, if I would say ease of setup, probably high level number one, closebot number two, and then setting it up manually number three, a far number three. But closebot has way more functionality currently. So I'd sacrifice a little bit more learning curve for setup, very minor, to have all the functionality that this gives me and unlimited bots, which is really cool.
Yeah. And just to give you more clarification on high levels bot or their AI chat, it's just very pushy because all it knows to do is to schedule you on the calendar. So it's like a really annoying salesperson who is not listening to you, does not care. It definitely has their own agenda. You know what I mean? Everything you ask, everything you say, it's just what color is this guy is blue. Would you like to come in again? That's what it is. And
Yeah.
so
And it's getting better even probably I haven't looked at it in a
yeah,
week
we
or
need to
so,
look at it
so
again.
it may have even had big upgrades since then. But just in its current form, I'm choosing to use something else. But by all means, we always say try it out for yourself, see if it matches what you need. And if it does, great, use it. No problem.
Yeah, it might be like it might have gone from like skateboard to Miata.
Or maybe just like the scooter with the
For my
handles on it.
first car, my little Hyundai, I forgot what it was, but my brother called it a skateboard. Accent. They used to be really tiny, like
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like a Fiat.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right.
All right. So we're going to wrap this thing up with
Oh,
submitting our submitting our website to Google. Let me walk you through that because right now we're not getting any traffic to the site. So we got to let them know that we even exist. Sometimes they find you organically. Sometimes you have to let them know a little bit more about you. So what we're going to do is go to, let me find settings again.
we demand to be seen and heard.
So we're going to, this is something I've never taught on the channel before. We're going to
Oh,
get, let me find it, go to domain. So settings, then domains. Then we're going to get this Katie Concrete service domain. Going to right click it. Then we need this XML sitemap.
okay.
Then it's going to say, what pages do you want to include in your sitemap? So we want to include everything that we currently have. Maybe there's a page that you have on your site that you don't want to be found on Google. It's like your secret member login or whatever. So you can uncheck that so it won't be included. But it's called a sitemap. It's basically like a map of your site, right? So it tells Google, we have this home page and then we have all these other pages and these pages link to these pages, tells Google how to crawl your website and all the things that it has.
Okay.
Okay. So then we hit proceed, and this always comes up says, oh, whatever, it's empty here. I found that isn't true. If I hit generate
It's just negative.
and then I copy this link, I'm going to need this link in a moment. I'm going to hit
Okay.
OK. Now, if I just search this, you'll see what an XML sitemap looks like. So if we just tap that in, you can see it spells out like all the pages and everything. And this, I don't really know how to read this other than it just tells Google what all your links are.
Okay.
Okay, so now you know it's working. Now we're going to go to something called Google Search Console. You can just Google that, Google Search Console, and you'll find this. Hit start now. See, make sure I'm in the right account. One moment. Then once I'm in the Google Search Console, that's a tough one. I'm going to just add the URL that I have for the site. So that's going to be http service.com. Hit continue.
Might have to space or something. Do you have the colon in there?
Yeah.
Move.
Oh,
Okay.
there we go. So I needed to remove the HTTP for some reason. It wasn't working that way. So
Okay.
here's what it is, because this is setting it up for the www dot and just the regular Katie Concrete service. And if you have any subdomains like go dot or start dot, it will basically allow you to track all that stuff on here.
Okay.
So I'm going to hit
Makes
continue.
sense.
Then it's going to ask me to verify this. So I'm going to hit start verification. If you want to switch back to my screen again, or just you and me, Wanetah.
Oh, okay. One moment. Hey, everybody. Anybody got a joke?
This, I just have to log into our GoDaddy account. I just don't want to reveal any passwords and stuff, but you would do the same thing with your site wherever it's hosted, just so they can verify where the site is registered and that you're the actual owner of it. All right, so it took maybe 30 seconds or so. It verified that I own the domain. Then I just hit go to property. And then I'm going to go over here to sitemaps. And I'm going to, looks like it pulled it in last read. So it looks like somebody else submitted a sitemap from a long time ago. So let me just put a new one.
Did Oh, in 2018. I'm
Yeah,
like, did you do that? And
so whoever owned it in the past, maybe now we've taken
hmm.
over ownership of it.
Oh, this
Sitemap
is interesting.
So it discovered 19 of our pages. So now Google knows that we're out there, right? They know that we have the site. They know that we have these 19 pages. They're going to do what's called crawling the site, going and looking at all of our content on there. And then who knows if we'll actually rank because of our content. But I do know, based on looking at the other sites in our area for Katie Concrete, that we have a good shot because we already have more pages and better content in a lot of cases than some of the pages that are ranking. So now it's just moving forward, adding more and more content to that page. And then we'll do some backlinking, meaning finding some other sites to link to us. And then also what's called internal linking, which is where we take katieconcreteservice.com/patios and we link that to one of the articles we write about driveways. So we'll link those things back and forth. That's linking within your site, and then getting other relevant, like Katie newspaper, to link to us or something like that. That gets us more backlinks as well. And so we'll be learning more about that side of it, but we've done enough right now to just let Google know we're out there and probably start seeing some initial rankings in the next few weeks.
So question about linking. So is that why it's better, or is it better to have a lot of different pages so that you can internally link? Or if you just had one long blog about all of these different things, then could you still internally link and it would just bring you to a different part of the page?
So that's a good question. I don't think so. I think it's probably stronger to have multiple pages because each page has a topic of authority. Each page has content on it that's specifically about concrete decks or concrete driveways or whatever. So it's easier to focus in on something there and then link over to another page versus one long, like 50,000 word article about everything. Feels like that would not rank as well. But
And
again,
it wouldn't be a great user experience. I find
that's
that a lot when I'm like, I asked this specific question and now you're going to tell me the history of
yeah.
mascara.
That's part
Like,
of it is the user experience and time on site. And if somebody is bouncing directly from your site because it looks like an overwhelming article to read, then that's going to affect you as well. There are tons and tons of ranking factors. I'm by no means an SEO expert. So if you guys are watching and want to clown me in the comments, by all means, I don't care.
yes, thank you for commenting.
God, thank you for commenting.
We do
Uh,
know enough to know that helps our algorithm,
yeah.
right?
But
Or
we're learning,
the
right?
algorithm. It
We're
helps our
learning
channel.
and we're going for it, and we can't know unless we actually do something and try it. So we're going to put this site up. We've already told Google about it. If we get 0 rankings, then hey, we did something wrong. So we got to go back and figure it out. But if we start getting like a few of our pages are ranking, okay, what's special about those pages? Why did they rank? And how can we help the others rank? So we'll learn more about
Mm.
that side of it as we go. As we get this one ranked and ready to rent out, we're going to duplicate this again in another area and do this over and over again. But this will be our public case study so that if anything does happen to this site, we can tell you guys about it, but we don't jeopardize exposing all of our sites out there in case this thing really takes off. We'll have a whole machine of digital real estate that we can build a revenue stream off of.
So, yeah, that's great. I have questions that I don't think we have the answers to yet,
Okay.
but questions that I'm like just proposing to us in the future is how many leads we get our first lead. That's enough to reach out to somebody and be like, hey, do you want this free lead and start a conversation and a relationship, right?
Yep.
But it might not necessarily be enough to say, "Hey, do you wanna rent this website for $1,000?" So, my question that we can answer in the future is when how many leads means, the site is ready to get it out there, and, of course, we will most likely use UpX, right, just to get because it's our easy ads. It'll be so much easier just to place ads to get the site working right before we actually hand it off. But so that's just a question that I have. Yeah.
The way that would work is a lot of people do what's called rent then rank, which is a little bit trickier strategy. But if you're comfortable doing it, you can do it. And basically, what that is, you start off with building a site. It's not ranking at all, but you're going to run ads to it and start getting a business owner to rent that site out for you. And you're going to
Mm,
do what's called arbitrage the difference. So if I know it's costing me $500 a month to run ads on this site, I'm going to hope to get 1,000 or $1,500 a month from a business owner, and they're not going to know that I'm running ads or that my site is ranking. They just know that leads are coming in. So as that shifts, as you start ranking different keywords, then you can lower your ad spend if you want to and maintain the same amount of leads, but
mm,
then now you're getting more profit.
right.
So that's a dance you can do if you
Oh,
get,
that's smarter.
yeah, you
Yeah.
get a few leads coming in and you say, okay, this is has the potential to rank. So now we can feel comfortable that we can get some organic stuff we can send to a business owner, but also put a little bit of ad spend in, two, three, $500, and still rent it out and arbitrage the difference.
All right. And that ranking, once you build up and you're paying for traffic, that helps you rank from Google.
That I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know if paying for ads helps. I do know that when we paid for ads on our YouTube videos, not this channel, but previous channels, it definitely hurt our channel. So I don't know if the same effect is with running ads to Google, like websites and things. So maybe that's different. But
And the reason it hurt us with that YouTube channel is because we weren't getting organic traffic, meaning like we weren't getting people, an audience that was actually searching for that particular thing. And so they weren't the right audience. They weren't into it. So they would be drawn to it, click on it, and then they would leave because they're like, oh, this isn't my thing.
yeah,
And so that's why. But if you're running ads, on Google for a service and someone clicks on that service, they are most likely, I'm not clicking on concrete. You know what I mean?
yeah,
One, I'm not clicking on concrete unless I'm interested in it. But two, I was probably already searching. And that's how Facebook or Google was like, oh, here, by the way, here's another cookie. Like, here's the,
yeah.
I saw that you were searching for concrete, or I heard you because I'm listening. And so here's your concrete ad.
Yeah, you're probably right in that those are going to be far more targeted, especially a local concrete site for Katie. Like that's pretty specific for somebody to not only
Yeah.
search but also click on. So I feel like it would help your site, but I just don't know the answer indefinitely.
But
Um,
we will find that.
awesome. Well, cool. Well, I think we learned a lot. We have a working site submitted to Google, which I'm happy about. It has a chat widget, it has an AI bot built into it, has a phone number that's A2P 10DLC approved. Come on, we're ready to roll. We're
We
ready for these
are.
leads.
We're doing really well. We're excited about this. And hopefully, you guys have seen how you can just take your website and use an incredible platform like High Level and really just become something so much more than just a website, right?
Yeah.
Like you can really turn a website into a lead generating machine and then use High Level to turn it into a lead nurturing machine. and
Yep.
make sure that your client is getting those leads and also like doing something about it.
And I think I didn't fully answer one of your questions. It just came to me is how do we handle the phone part of it once we rent it out?
Mm.
Is right now all the calls are going to go to us and we'll just act like an answering service saying, "Hey, what do you need? Oh, you need a concrete poured. Okay, let me get one of our concrete experts to give you a call back in a few minutes." Then I'm going to jump on the phone with Bob's Concrete and Sam's Concrete or whoever and say, "Hey, I got a free lead for you if you want to check it out. Let me know. Here's their phone number. Here's their contact information." In the future, once one of those concrete services decides they want to work with us and rent it out, then the phone number will just automatically forward to them. We don't ever have to answer it or do anything. And they're just going to get those leads directly. And that's just a simple switch of the forwarding number that we put into HighLevel. Right now, the phone number rings to our phone. Then we just change that number to their phone, and that's it.
Oh, wow. That was my question, like that part of it. I didn't even think about the top part that you answered. That's great. And then there was something else where I asked you, and now it's, oh, well, this could be a solution to that. Now I don't know what it is.
Cliffhanger.
Dun dun dun. You guys, we just want to thank you for watching, and thank you for continuing to comment and subscribe, and you're so active, and you're doing a great job of helping us bring you the content that you're actually wanting and that's really useful. So, we just really appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you on the next video.
Bye guys. Yay.